What is up, my fellow golf ball addicts? Welcome back to the channel. I have another review for you today, and we are doing another Amazon direct-to-consumer golf ball. This is the Deadspin Pro. Let's dive right in. Guys, as always, if you love this content, please like, comment, subscribe for free. We have a membership that just starts as $1, and it really helps the channel out a lot. I always appreciate you guys. You have been awesome through this whole process. So the Deadspin ball really caught my eye when I was looking through Amazon balls, as far as, you know, there's a lot of Amazon balls now. You got the Legato, and you got Deadspin, and you've got Lazarus is all over there now. There's a lot of them that really can catch your eye, mainly because of their price points. You know, 3-piece urethane, 4-piece urethane, $29.99. You know, it leaves a lot of people really intrigued, and I know that because you guys comment and ask for reviews. Well, this one in particular caught my eye because of the design. It has this really cool skull on it, as you can see, just really unique. You don't see a lot of this bad boy vibe from the golf industry. I mean, you're starting to see it a little bit more with golf gods and stuff like that, but you just don't see this all that often. And so when I saw it and I saw the price point, I thought it's definitely worth a shot. So we're going to get right into that here. Now, they make 3 models. The Deadspin does, excuse me. They make 3 different golf ball models. This one is the Pro. They make a Pro X, and then they make a Tour. The Pro is supposed to be about an 85 compression, which is right in the sweet spot of where I like it. The Tour is around a 75, and then the Pro X is a 95, which I can already tell you the Pro, I'm probably going to wait till last minute to review if I ever do review it. 95 is very, very firm, and I can already tell you, based on what I'm seeing, it's probably 110 mile an hour swing speed requirement, so I don't have that, unfortunately. So I'm trying out the 85 compression because it's good. I am kind of interested in the Tour as well, but I'll touch on more of that in the conclusion. And then also, I do want to talk about the price point real quick. So if you go to Deadspin's website, the price point is kind of pricey. I mean, you're looking at a dozen golf balls for $49.99, which as a direct-to-consumer, that just won't work. It just won't. No, it's so rare for someone to spend that type of money when they can go to a brand like Strixon, Bridgestone, a lot of these others with a brand that's been making golf balls for 100 years. It's tried, it's true, Tiger plays, whatever. It's very difficult. The idea of direct-to-consumer is that you're saving money, and so already putting it at that price point, it's a no-go for me. But the good news is on Amazon, for some reason, they do have them cheaper. They have them $10 cheaper, $39.99, which is not a bad price point. It's not really an amazing value either. There's a lot of golf balls that are less than that. Vice was right there at $39.99, and now at this point, Vice has a proven track record. So it's one of those things where I would have liked to have seen it a little lower, but it is what it is. Maybe the cost of manufacturing just is that high for them. So without further ado, let's get into the design of this golf ball. Looking at the front there, this is what really sold me on the golf ball. As you can see, it has this black skull. It looks really cool. It's very simplistic, but it just has a really kind of bad boy biker vibe, which you just don't see a lot from the golf industry, like I said. So it's really unique. It caught my eye. Then what's really cool about this, and I think this is great, besides the fact that it just feels good, it feels premium, the coating feels really nice on it. I mean, it feels like they spent some time with it. But also, if you look on the side here, you might see this and think, okay, Nick's not going to like that alignment tool, the DS Pro. And if that was the alignment tool, then you're right, I wouldn't. But that's actually just to let you know which golf ball it is. If you flip it around to the other side, as you can see, they put a nice thick black line, says Deadspin on it, really cool font, logo. I mean, it looks youthful. And that I really, really like a lot, because basically I talk about it all the time. Be different, be unique. If you're a direct-to-consumer, this definitely fits that bill. I love the skull. I love that they did both sides. I love that they just did the name of the ball on one side, the name of the company on the alignment tool. Really, really innovative. I don't see that a lot. So actually, we're off to a really good start with the design. Let's go ahead and get out to the chipping and putting green, and let's see how it does around there. Wow. Oh, wow. Okay. Healthy amount of spin, a lot of rotation on the golf ball, really soft. I mean, it's been a while since I've tested a golf ball that was really buttery soft off a wedge. Now, I've had some that are buttery soft off the putter, but I've not had one buttery soft off the wedge in a while, especially with this wedge. This wedge, this is the TaylorMade milled grind 4, which I had never posted a review of it, unfortunately, but this thing has more of a clickier sound because it is a forged blade wedge. It sounds like a pro wedge. It really does. So getting something buttery off of it's actually pretty incredible. Let's go ahead and validate it here. Oh, man, yes. Oh, my goodness. Wow. Absolute just stop on a dime power. Now, that's something I haven't seen all season. I have not seen that since, I think, the old Bridgestone Tour BXS. I mean, that was the last time I saw that. That was incredible. It stopped on a dime. The feel is so buttery. Wow, hold on. Yeah, I mean, lots of rotation. I opened the face there. You could still see the rotation on it. It feels phenomenal. On that one, I had a lot of checkup. Let's run it back. Let's validate it. So far, so good. All right, let's try to get one to go left here. Let's see how much left spins on it. Oh, yeah, there we go. Okay, good, healthy amount. Love to see that. Now let's try to hit a nasty cut. Okay, I mishit it a little. I'm gonna try one more here. I'm just gonna do my bump and run, but I'm gonna really open the face. Get in the hole. Wow, yeah, that's really good. So it does have the potential to really bite, but it has to be really crisp and really pure. But that's okay, because even if you're like me and you mishit it sometimes, you don't get it exactly square, it still has a healthy amount of checkup, as you can see from the bar there. So that's impressive. I didn't really have any expectations going into that, but that surprised me. Oh, very dead. Good roll. Okay. Had a little bit of bouncy ball effect to it, but not like in the chug regard, but just of how much it came off the club. Because this golf ball is so soft and buttery, like I just said a minute ago with the wedge, it definitely has a little bit of that effect to the putter too. So I'm going to take a little off of it. Just never really hit the breaking point. Yeah, no, really good, really soft, really dead. There's zero feedback in the hands. This is, of course, with the mallet putter, excuse me, really thick, really heavy. A lot of the time you don't feel anything, and that's the case here. There's not really much of a sound either. There we go, a little bank shot. That's okay, I called it, you just didn't hear it. Yeah, feel almost non-existent. Really good roll, love the roll. Seems to be very true. It's just, it's unique, you know what I mean? Because you just barely feel it at all. There's no sound, there's no nothing. It's almost like putting air sometimes. But the way it reacts is really nice. I wouldn't mind using it at all. Let's go ahead and try the blade putter. Let's see if there's any difference. So now we got the much skinnier, much older blade putter. Usually a lot more feedback in this one, a lot more sound. So let's see if that's the case with the Deadspin as well. Interesting. It has this really soft, like, you know, click. It's almost like a kiss. That's what it reminds me of. It's just like a little like smooch, like it's just like, and it's just like, I like it a little better. I like the sound a little better for sure. I like that there's actually a little bit there. The feedback is very minimal off the hands. That was a miss hit, and it let me know. I could tell by the sound, and I could tell by that's kind of what a blade putter will do for you. Still though, really good roll, and I mean really soft, really buttery. It's just there's not a lot of sound or feedback here. Boy, it just doesn't hit the breaking point. This is the hardest hole by far on this green. I don't know why I choose to film here, because you have about this much room to where it either doesn't break at all or it breaks like a madman. And so you have to get it. I mean, if you can putt into this one, practice here. When you get to the course, those will be easy. But regardless of that, really impressed with this golf ball. Again, I really don't have any expectations, but yeah, I mean, around the green, 8 to 9 out of 10, really good. I love it. It's unique, it's different, and a lot of people are going to really love that softness that a lot of golf balls this year have just gone away from. A lot of golf balls, including Srixon, Callaway, they firmed everything up because a lot of Golf Spy and today's golfer are talking about how X golf models or X model golf balls are the future and everyone should be using them regardless. We disagree with that here. We have lots of testing that disproves that, but the point is that this is just not really on the market anymore. You don't see a lot of this really softness and butteriness. It's all gone to this really more firmer, clickier. So I'm glad to see it, and I hope these performance numbers are kick butt. Okay, so as far as feel across all clubs with this golf ball, it's something I've never experienced before. So when I first was doing the chipping and the putting and stuff like that, my first initial thought is finally a really soft, bouncy, hot off the face, you know, value tour ball. That's one of my favorite feeling types of ball. There's a lot of direct-to-consumer companies that do this, like Encore Elixir and Vice Pro Air and stuff like that. It's one of my favorite feeling golf balls. And when I felt this with that, I was really, really excited for it. And then I got to the 50-yard pitch, same thing, just bouncy ball effect, almost no feedback in the hands. I do prefer a little more, but I mean, just boing, boing, boing every single time. I was loving it. And then I got to the 9-iron, and then all of a sudden on full shots, it changed from, you know, boing, boing, boing to, it felt, the best way I can describe it to you, and this is both with the 9-iron and the 7-iron, this is like your short and mid-irons, is it felt like you were mishitting the ball, even when you're peering it. Because what happened was I was hitting the 9-iron, and I was getting frustrated, and then after like 6 or 7 shots, I'm like, is that 6 or 7 mishits in a row? And I'm like, it can't be. And so then I finally really focused down, hit one, knew it was pure, looked at the numbers, saw it was pure, but it felt like a mishit. And it is very rare, but sometimes golf balls just have a bad feeling, and they feel, even like when you pure them, they feel like a mishit. Now that could be because the compression's a little firmer, just the way they designed the golf ball, but I was not a fan. There's just, it's one of those things where it almost doesn't matter how good it is because it feels so bad. I don't know that I could ever use it. Now, granted, once you get into the hybrid, it clears up a little bit because you're using a wood and it's a lot thicker, and so it absorbs it, you're swinging it faster. Driver, same thing, those are okay, but basically it's strange because the feel with the wedge is phenomenal. The feel with the irons is terrible. The feel with the hybrid and the driver is okay. So like you have all this and then I have to average it out, and I just... not for me. And real quick, I will touch on forgiveness. I'll keep it short. It's not good. It just isn't. Losing massive amounts of distance, mishits, feel atrocious. You know, with these value tour balls and how they usually feel soft and squishy, you usually get a lot more forgiveness, but not here. This is the same thing we've been going through with a lot of these tour balls lately. There just isn't there to be had. So let's go ahead and get into these numbers now. Let's start, of course, with the 50-yard spin. This is RPM. We're looking at 7,478, which is above my average. That's actually really, really good. It's right in line with I just got with the Odin X1 golf ball. The Trust Power V got that. That's great. They got a little bit more than like the Cut Red, a little bit more than the Bridgestone X. That's a really good number, and I have no qualms about it. It actually seemed, like I said, when I was using the wedge, it felt really good. All right, let's get into the 9-iron now. We have a 1.27 smash factor, which is the lowest I have tested in a very long time, probably one of the lowest of the year. 135.9, that's abysmally low. 136.4, abysmally low. 103.3, abysmally low. 6,818, so decent spin for the most part, and then it wanted to launch just slightly low. You know, it's hard to see the 9-iron struggle like that, especially after you just saw the wedge do so well, and that's very disappointing. But I will say another thing that really surprised me about this golf ball was the inconsistency, like the dispersion in spin, especially in spin. So usually when it comes to golf ball dispersion and spin, what I look for is, so does a golf ball, when you mishit it, how much spin does it get? You know, if your normal is 6,500, 7,000 on a pure 9-iron strike, does a mishit give you 5,500? Does it give you 4,000? Does it give you 6,000? It's really good. This one, I've never seen one more all over the place. My lowest was 2,600, which maybe I bladed it a little bit, but that's driver. That makes no sense. And then my best was 9,600. And I've never seen more than 8,000 on a 9-iron shot before. And, you know, I'm using the Mevo Plus. I trust it. But it was just that way. When you look through the numbers, it was just that way. It was just, you know, 6,000, 2,000, 7,000, 4,000. It was just all over the place. And so the thing is that you really have to be almost like a robot to get this golf ball to be consistent for you. And the reality is golfers aren't perfect. We're just not. Sometimes we have bad days, sometimes we have bad swings, and you have to put together 70 to 90 really good swings in a golf round, and the idea of all of them being perfect is just insane. So not a big fan of that. Let's get into the 7-iron now. We are looking at 1.34 on your smash factor. That is low. Probably one of the lowest I've seen, oh yeah, long time. long time. 161.4 on your distance, not very good. 163.7. 115 on your ball mile per hour speed, which again, that's the lowest I've seen since the Nitro. I mean, just really, and you don't want to be included in the same name as that Nitro. And then we have 5,500 on your spin, which is just kind of right in line with average, and it launched at 15.7, which is very, very low. Don't like the low launch. I know pro models usually like to launch a little low. That's very low, and I don't want that. It definitely cost me some distance. Also, again, really yucky feeling in the hands. What I also really see from that is the smash factor on these are just terrible. And a lot of the time that comes from a golf ball either just not compressing right or just not having good ball speed, not having a good design, and it just doesn't come very hot off the club. And I don't mind, you know, what I've realized with doing smash factor, because this is the first year I've done smash factor, sometimes it really has an effect and sometimes it doesn't. Sometimes, like, you know, you'll get like a 1.41 and your distance will be amazing, and then sometimes you'll get a 1.45 and your distance will be good. And so it doesn't always directly correspond, but when you have it that low to where like it's one of the lowest of the year, you just know it's not going to be a good time. So still not impressed. Let's go into the hybrid. Maybe the hybrid will save it. We have a 1.38 smash factor, which again, I haven't gotten in that since the Nitro. I'm sorry, you're still included in that. 185.6 on your distance, which is not bad. 188.2, again, not bad. 128.1, not bad. And then 5,242, it spins high. And then it launches really low at 13.9, which I really wish it had launched higher. So for once, the numbers actually were pretty decent. So these numbers as an overall aren't bad. I mean, they're something that I would accept if it didn't just come off two of the worst club performances I'd ever seen. But these are more average, and again, it just launches really, really low. I would like a higher launch than that. Being around an 85 compression, usually those golf balls, the sweet spot is to launch mid. If they launch mid, from what I have found, you get the best of both worlds. People who are playing them who are a little more advanced seem to not mind because you're just still getting a mid-launch, but then people who are also needing that extra height, also, it's a good compromise. It's a good balance. Having it launch really low like that, not my cup of tea. So at least it was a little bit better for performance. Let's get into the driver and see how that does. Smash factor of 1.39, which again, I have not gotten, so this is real here. I have not gotten under a 1.40 smash factor with any golf ball I've tested in the entire 2024 year in the season. So that's the worst. 225.1, 233, those numbers are 140.2, that's low, that's really low actually, especially compared to what I've been getting. 2517, it did spin mid-high, close to that, and then it launched now high at 15.8, which is really weird. I hate the inconsistency. I hate when golf balls, you know, now we have a golf ball that launched low mid, very low, and now with the driver it launched, you know, high, and so now it's just all this inconsistency. Now I don't mind a driver launching high, but the problem is it just didn't have the ball speed. It just didn't have a smash factor. The distance is just meh. Again, it's becoming more and more increasingly hard to find anything good about this golf ball, and that's making me a little nervous, but let's go ahead and touch on the durability, and then I'll give you my final thoughts. So looking at this golf ball durability-wise, you know, again, I told you at the beginning it felt premium. I told you that it felt good, and it does. Even through now, you can tell that that is really helping the durability a lot. The only thing I'm noticing is you'll notice on that front skull, it does look like some of the paint came off on the dimple part right there. Other than that, though, it's just visual. You know, nothing. I can absolutely still putt with this golf ball. I would have zero issues with it. It still looks and feels amazing. So I would give it a 9 out of 10 on durability. I think Deadspin did a phenomenal job with that. So the design and the durability and all that stuff's great. Getting into final thoughts, unfortunately nothing else is, and I was so disappointed because I wanted this golf ball to be good so bad. I wanted it to be, you know, something out of nowhere because I love the design. I think it's unique. It just looks cool. Great alignment tool, feels premium. Price I wasn't super big on, but you know, if you really love a golf ball, you're willing to spend an extra few bucks. Then when I was chipping and putting, I was like, oh baby, this is the one. And then I hit, you know, the 50-yard pitch, and I thought, this could be good. And then just, you know, it's not just like a drop off. It's just a complete, like the cliff ends. Like we went up and we were like, yeah, and we just fell off. And there's nothing, you know, sometimes it'll be down, you know, on a downward trajectory like a roller coaster. Nope, this one just had ended and we fell off. We didn't see it and we overran it and fell to the bottom. You know, 9-iron performance, one of the worst I've ever seen. 7-iron performance, one of the worst I've ever seen. 5 hybrid, okay. Driver, not very good. You can't get a recommendation. I mean, that's just all there is to it. Now, as far as is there a market for this golf ball? Maybe if you swing 105 or 110, but then my question is, who is the X model for? You know what I mean? Like with an 85 compression, from what Deadspin is telling me as far as who they think the golf ball's for, I should fit that category. And the reality is it's just not very good. So I can't recommend it, unfortunately. It is going to be possibly outside the top 100. It's probably going to be bad enough to where it doesn't even crack the top 100. And that's disappointing. Now, some good news, some positivity. Like I said at the beginning of the video, they also make a Tour, and the Tour is a 75 compression. And again, the looks really caught my eye. Check this out. This is actually an all-black matte model with the white accent. It looks really unique and cool, different. Now, black golf balls are extremely hard to see. I'm sure I'll hate myself for that later. But hey, party now, pay later. Sometimes that's my motto. And that's what I want to do. So I did go ahead and order those. I will be reviewing the Tour soon. I want to see if it's any better because, like I said, Deadspin has a lot to build on. I love what they've done with their design. They are unique. They are different. They've covered a lot of things that the other direct-to-consumer golf balls don't. That's the problem we just had with the Odin reviews. The Odin X1 performed great, but it just didn't stand out. Now you have all this congestion. I want these golf balls to be good. I'm going to try my hardest, so I think the Tour is a possibility, being 75 compression. Maybe I'll get a little more out of it. That review will be coming soon, but otherwise, this one just ends up being a flaming pile of dookie. Guys, as always, keep watching, keep saving, keep learning. Until next time, I'll see you soon.